The Big Show on Kiss 92.
Gotta get up.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to Happy at Work Thursday. Our guest for this morning is Yen from Career Agility International. Good morning, Yen.
Good morning.
Good
Today
morning.
I have a happy topic.
Oh.
There's been a lot
yes.
of bad news. A lot of our clients are getting more than one offer.
Which is great.
It's a happy problem.
Yeah.
But it's a problem nonetheless.
But what do we do with a good problem like this, though, if you
So-
get more than one?
I was telling them this morning, just go with the bigger offer.
One with more money,
Yeah.
right? And I
So-
said maybe go with the one that makes you happier.
Yes, and it's a lot more than that, obviously. And so let me tell a story. So the particular individual I'm thinking about has two offers at the same time, and which is a great thing. So she has an offer that pays $700-800 more per month.
Okay.
And there's another offer that pays a lot less. But the one that pays more is a contract role and travel, and it's a lot further. The kind of trip that you have to take a bus. A corporate bus, the kind that with the special transport.
Oh.
It's
Right,
in the
okay.
far reaches of
Right.
some corner in Singapore. But
Right.
it pays more, but it's on contract. And then she's got these other opportunity that is a little bit nearer, and there's more friends
That
So-
are in the same company.
So they kind of even out. She drew a table and
Pros
kinda
and
compared
cons.
everything and stuck.
oh, still. Okay.
Yeah, you would be.
Wow, okay.
It's a happy problem.
So what
I
does
thought
one
I'll
do?
bring this up. So I think, like you said, when you say happy, we have to measure what it means. And you also have to consider whether or not it aligns to your long-term career strategy, something that we've been talking about all this time. So you want to consider whether or not it's strategic, rationally, whether or not these opportunities, which one would give you more growth, which one has more impact. And then you optimize the compensation part of it. So I helped her to sort of think about what would be a weighted variable. So if you think about it, if she's the type that does not like to commute, even if they paid her much, much more, it's going to be so
Miserable.
painful
Yeah.
every day going in at for an hour and a half. That's challenging. So yeah, that decision is still in the air.
Foreigners who are listening in are going like, what?
Yeah.
Travel time? An hour
1
and a
hour.
half?
Yeah.
Hour and a half,
That's a
Normal.
lot, really?
That's how much. That's how long I spend in traffic jams back home.
But,
you know?
but I do feel like that if you are someone that doesn't like the commute, you would move because it's your job, right? You do it. You'll be there for I don't know how many years. Like I don't know. For myself, I would move, but I move a lot. So
Move
it's just-
house.
Yeah, I would move.
Yeah, but in
Wow,
Singapore,
that's
that's a
a-
little tough.
It's a bit
big
hard.
decision.
Yeah, it
That's
is.
Okay, yeah,
it's
in
a big
Singapore.
decision.
Yeah.
Well, Singapore is small, so an hour and a half you can go around the whole island.
Well, we're talking about Singapore because she said like for example, Jurong, like Jalan Ahmad Ibrahim, and you're staying in the East Coast or something like that. You know,
Okay.
it's relative for Singaporeans because for us it is far.
It
for
is.
those that have not lived abroad or
It is,
Yeah.
or
but see,
driven.
it's relative and it's a comparison. So
Yeah.
if I have another offer that's a 10-minute commute, it's going to factor
be more attractive.
It's going to factor in my decision, isn't
Yeah,
it?
for
right?
sure.
But above and beyond that, there is also the bigger one, which I am. I fully believe in having a good leader. So you have to compare which opportunity has a better leader. Ideally, a type of boss who's going to be supportive and mentoring and is going to give you opportunities to grow. So weighted averages.
Absolutely. All right, we'll continue to talk to Yen on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's Jay Balvin. This is Dientes on Kiss 92.
Peace Hood, Latinos.
Okay, so I picked up two things from there. Basically, what is necessary is you got to know what you want.
Yes, you have to know what you want, but it's not that easy because
Yeah.
sometimes what I want can be unreasonable.
Yeah, but
I
the
would-
interesting other point you brought up was which boss is better. How do you know this? Because
Yeah.
you don't work for either company.
yeah, that's going to be
How do you
challenging
figure that
to
out?
assess.
So in many different situations, for example, you might know one boss better than the other because one of the opportunities was someone that they worked with in the past, for example. So that would be something, again, a huge factor to consider. Do I have friends in the new company that I'm going to join? Because, as you know, all jobs are challenging. And if you have friends, it makes the work so much better. Then you've got more sustainability. So what I'm trying to say here is there are a lot of non-monetary considerations. It's not just about the money, because in sometimes when the money is too good, something is wrong.
Always, always.
Totally. Yeah.
There's something they're not telling you.
If it's too good to be true, it often is, right?
It's like all of you are applying for a job. One boss is FD, the other boss is me.
Oh,
Everybody will be coming
choose.
over to me
Yeah,
because
don't make us choose.
I'm not like a school principal.
What is it, like
Yeah,
Solomon's
yeah,
child? Is
yeah,
Solomon's
yeah.
decision?
Yeah.
Are you trying to say that FD is like a school principal?
Yes.
Are you?
In some ways, there are
Yeah.
there are certain.
See the way he talks already.
Yeah. In some ways, I am. In some ways, the companies I run are.
He would have been a
we-
great discipline master.
Correct.
I
He'll
would
take
have
the
been.
cane.
Just thinking that.
Yeah.
You can just picture him with the cane walking around.
Hand behind,
As school
hand
principal.
behind
Yes, yes.
cane in one hand.
And Glenn would be the one that goes, if you come over to my side of the camp, you get ice cream, lollipop.
We'll play football all day.
Let me buy your vote.
Wow, see,
Oh
we
my
know you guys so well.
This period, let's go and watch a movie, okay? But go home, don't tell your parents.
Oh, wow.
Oh, I love it.
Fun uncle.
So first thing that anyone should do when facing 2 or even more job offers, write down a pros and cons list, right?
Not just that, but a list of all of the variables. So yes, pros
Okay.
and cons, but you have to list them all out. So location, job scope, is there room for
Time
growth?
spent traveling, which would
time
be the-
spent traveling, because that's location, the commute, as well as whether or not it's regional. And can you imagine if I cover ASEAN and I have to travel Monday to Friday, and I only see my family on weekends? That's another thing
Yeah.
that I might have to consider really seriously, whether or not it's going to be sustainable.
A lot of people do
Yeah.
that.
Yes, but it's a choice.
Yeah.
And it's a conscious choice, so that when you do land, you're not going to go, hey, no, this is not what I signed up for. Again, some of these, this advice it applies not just for 2 offers, but for the single offer as well.
Yeah.
So you want to think about what it is that is important to you, identify the top 3, and then go from there. So there are a lot of other ideas, whether or not the organization provides training. So these are all non-monetary considerations.
Okay, so it's not all about the money, Glenn.
Oh, it's
I
not
guess
because
not.
I was listening to Yen, and I've had this in my company. Oh, I didn't realize that this was involved. No, you did, because we gave you a brief, and you decided to join at this package. So you said you're going to get up out of bed and come to work for this amount of money. 6 months down the line, don't complain.
Actually, you sound very fierce when you say it like
No,
that.
but it's
It's like-
true. It's true.
It is.
I mean, I think for people that are applying for jobs, something that a lot of people forget, myself included, even though I've signed a lot of contracts at this point, is to always read everything.
fine
And
print.
if you're not sure, ask. Because we don't know what we don't know.
You're right.
You know?
And one of the ways to find out, like earlier we were asking, how do we know if the leader is going to be a good one? Don't just attend the interviews, ask around.
And you
what's
can
good-
do your research as well,
That's
right?
right. That's
There's
right.
a lot of
and it's not
glass
it's,
door.
the glass door is always taken with a pinch of salt, because a lot of unhappy people go in there and complain.
Unfortunately, yeah.
But at the same time, you can ask around real humans who may have interacted with said bosses or the culture of the company, and go like, what was your experience like? So you can ask around to find out a little bit more.
Yeah,
Get
and
some- get
you'd
some
be
data
surprised.
points.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. People are actually more open to talk about their job life more than you would think. I think, especially in Singapore, we just don't ask.
Yeah.
You know, we just
Yeah.
don't. And it's funny because the person receiving the question will look at the situation as so much lighter than the person asking the question. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. A lot more people are very willing to share their experiences, especially if it's a company that they've experienced. And more than not, they will share very objective truths.
Absolutely.
And I mean, if you collect enough data points, then you can make an informed decision.
Yeah. Next week, at around this time, we'll be preparing to welcome our CEO, Teo Lei Lim. She's going to
That's
be in.
right.
Yeah,
In the hot
next week.
seat?
Yes, in the hot seat at
Right
8:30
Right where
next week.
you are.
That'd be
Yes.
great. Then you can ask all the tough questions.
I hope you're listening, Leilim.
We're looking forward to it, Lei Lim.
So, okay. So
My good friend, Lei Lim. by the way.
outside of speaking to other, say, colleagues to be or people who have been in the same companies. Are there other people that you would recommend we speak to before taking up any one of the jobs?
Yeah, always. So if you can talk to your mentors, someone you look up to. They don't have to be an official mentor. Go like, hey, you know, what was your experience like? Or you can go to someone who's been in a similar situation because you're friends, and this other individual may have had to consider two offers, two seemingly equal opportunities that are equally good. Which one tips the balance? And so ask what was their thought process, and they can shed some light.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
Excuse me.
Traffic time.
Kiss 92 traffic.
AYE towards the MCE, a vehicle broken down at Jurong Town Hall entrance. SLE towards the BKE, an accident after the TPE entrance. Avoid lanes 2 and 3. Also on the SLE towards the CTE, we have a vehicle broken down after the TPE, so look out for that. AYE towards the MCE, an accident at Jalan Boon Lay exit, that'll slow you down. SLE again towards the BKE, an accident before Upper Thompson Road exit, so look out for those areas, please. Stay within the speed limit, have everyone buckled up, be safe as you drive today.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is Yen from Korea Agility International. Adrian Chu is taking a break this week. Now, we've been talking about choices, and you were saying, right, that the market is really good right now because some of your clients have been offered multiple offers,
Yeah.
right? Why is this the case that that people are being offered a little bit more?
I cannot claim to have the monopoly on all the information out there. There are hotspots and there are cool spots, and so certain industries are seeing more movement and more offers and more opportunities. And so I think if you have a skill, you stay agile, you keep a lookout in the market, you're consistently tuned in, the opportunities will come. And we have all these tools that can help you sort of stay in touch. Because sometimes you want to have, we never know when those opportunities will come. And we want to be there when they, we want them to go knock on our door and say, hey, there's this other great thing happening. Would you be keen to explore? Rather than us going out there head in hand going, hey, do you have a job for me? Do you have a job for me?
Of course.
So staying tuned into the marketplace always helps you to stay agile.
Are there tools to be staying tuned into it?
Tools,
Yeah.
physical tools, as in
like,
keeping your resume out there type thing.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I guess. I mean, is there a way to be seen or to network? Because in the entertainment industry, it's like events and stuff, But for work-wise, what are ways that people can be seen so that they do get multiple offers?
That's a great question. So there are many ways to be seen. And in the corporate world, the biggest tool is LinkedIn. So you have to put out the right sort of positioning statements, what it is that make you who you are and what you can do for your target market. And so your LinkedIn has to have all the necessary information so that it's like your brochure, and people will come and sort of shop around and take a look, and then they can tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, there's a great opportunity here. Would you consider having a chat?
Nice photos.
Nice.
That's good.
and it's not Facebook.
not.
Some people look at LinkedIn and they're like, okay, this is Instagram. I'm going to be putting all my personal stuff up, but you can't do that.
People do that on LinkedIn?
They have done it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they do.
they do
Yeah.
it. I wanted to go back to something that you said earlier: hot spots and cold spots in the particular industries. Where are the hot spots now, out of curiosity, and the cooler spots?
Well, the cooler spots are in tech.
Okay,
But
yeah.
the hot spots are in the skilled roles.
Such as?
Quality, data, tech skills, very, very specific. But there are opportunities.
Okay.
So I'm bullish about the market, especially when, of course, we are in Q4. It's the end of the year coming. How many more days to Christmas?
66.
She's good at this.
No one's
look at me,
counting.
look
No
at
one's
Angel.
counting.
So I think it's a great time to be networking, to be talking to your fellow man and just asking about what their plans are for the next year. And the opportunities are there. You don't want to sort of force fit yourself into a role, but you want to talk about opportunities and how can I make a difference. Then the opportunity, when by the time the role comes, it's going to be your shape. That's what you want. You want to go talk to people about the things that they might want to just do.
Yeah, because the
Yeah.
role
And then
that
they'll pull you in.
the role that you actually want may not be the role that you actually get. It could be a sort of an adaptive version of
Right.
what you want. People create jobs for people all the time, right?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. So when our candidates or job seekers look at job advertisements, they're trying to fit themselves into a specification that's not their shape. Or sometimes they kind of miss the targets. I think we talked about job hunting mistakes last week.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily targeting them properly, but at the same time that they're square shaped, but I'm shaped rounded.
Yeah.
So then I don't want to have to contort myself. But if I talk to the individuals, hiring leaders, I might have an opportunity to find a shape that's mine. And that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Okay, we are
sorry.
speaking to Yen from Korea Agility International. We'll continue to talk to her on The Big Show TV. It is 8:15.
Kiss 92 time check brought to you by
Just reach out and press the chicken's head.
Chicken's head, because I can't see you from where I am. It's interesting. We're talking about talking to all these people, but I think we've left out the most important person to talk to, and that's your spouse.
Yes.
Because your spouse knows you. And sometimes you may think, oh, this is a great role. I can mold and fit in. And your husband or your wife is sitting there going, no, you can't, sweetheart. You're just not that way.
You're going to
Yeah.
get so frustrated. And,
Yeah. They can see things that
'Cause they can
probably
see-
you can't see,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Exactly.
I call that cramping my style.
I think it's the decisions we make when we are in a relationship is not just our own. You have to consider the impact on your family member,
For sure,
your
yeah.
spouse, because you're partners in life.
That's why no spouse lah. Perfect.
That's good. You can make your own decision.
Yeah.
Really.
Easy peasy.
Right? Imagine if the role requires 98% travel, and then you're going to leave your spouse with the kids the whole time, and that would breed some resentment at some point. It's tough.
It's accumulative too,
Yeah.
right?
That's right.
And then so the people that you're closest to will be able to catch the blind spots that you don't see
Yeah.
in a particular job.
And to FD's point, which is very true, so let's go back to commuting. So to some of us, 1 hour and a half is okay. But if my spouse, and I know my spouse, and we're like, every day you have snooze buttons after snooze button, and you can't get out of it.
Yeah.
The 1.5 hour commute is going to be tough.
Oh,
And
you
so-
know you hate sitting in a vehicle for so long, stuck there, and you have to do that twice a day, every day.
Or worse, change from train to bus,
Yeah.
and then from bus to another corporate bus.
Yeah.
It's painful, and so it's nice to have sort of like someone on your team to give you perspective and a little bit of a reality check.
And that's the spouse, is it?
Yes.
Or family members.
Typically, or family
Or
members.
family member.
Anyone that knows you
Yeah.
well.
Really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
I will usually get everyone together if I have something I'm considering.
Who's everyone?
Everyone, family, like my mom, my brother, wife,
Dog.
Godmother.
maybe not dog. And then I'll ask them, and then I'll say, okay, vote.
Whoa.
Everyone, okay. So should I do this or not? And then everybody will go, like, okay, no.
But do
And
you
then
have,
I'll do it.
Do you have right? But do you have right
Just
of
the
veto?
opposite.
No, that he just said
Yeah.
yes.
He just has right
say
of
yes.
veto.
So
yes,
I always
of course.
go with the opposite, and I'm always right.
No, everybody else is
Wow.
wrong.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Then ask for what?
Yeah, exactly.
I think to get perspective.
To
Yeah.
confirm.
No.
So once I
just to
see all the
confirm that
hands
he's
go up
always
saying
right.
no, then I'll just go the other way, and then I'll be right.
And every
The
time it
same
works
group.
every
Same.
time.
Yes.
It's like going up to the husband and going like, "Do you like the green or the red?"
But you know what, Glenn? They already know what you're going to do.
That's
so they're
why,
saying
so they
no
say the
on purpose so
opposite.
that
No, I don't think so, lah.
No, no, no.
They know you better
They
than you know yourself.
Oh.
I gotta check with them.
Yeah.
Uno reversed you. They reversed you. Uno
It's called
reversed.
reverse psychology.
Maybe
you
it's
know?
possible.
could-
They
Like-
already know you're going to go against them.
My friends that are always late, if the appointment's at 7:30, I will tell them 7:00.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
There
I
you
only
go.
have one friend that I do that to. I cannot accept any other friends.
That's
that,
such an old-fashioned way.
No, whenever I meet my mom, she's always early. If I want to meet her at 11, I'll be there by 10:30 because that's when she'll be there.
Whoa.
Yeah, she's the early one. So,
So much better than someone being late.
this is true.
That's true. Lah.
FD?
Is your mom awake now?
She should.
Let
I
me
don't
know when she's awake.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to go back to something that we started with this conversation with.
Justin Timberlake
we
and
haven't,
Britney Spears.
No, and we haven't touched on yet. When we said 2 jobs, Glenn went, go with the one that pays better. What do we consider when we consider compensation?
Well, compensation has a lot of components, so let's list them out. Obviously, the fixed cash component, that's
Yeah.
the most important. And then there are bonuses, there are benefits. Everything else is a benefit. So we've got allowances, whether or not they pay for your transport, and if you work from home, your broadband, do they give you shares? How much leave do you get? Do you get insurance coverage?
Friends with benefits.
No, will you have, will you have
We're talking
time?
about benefits.
Will
It's
you
not like
have time
friends.
for friends? It's not a benefit, but it's an important. What? Why you laugh at me, Glenn?
Okay, let the expert carry on. Stop
Yeah.
interrupting.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Okay.
Go on.
So the compensation, I think it's important to also definitely consider the monetary aspects. And so if we're talking about cash, we talked about bonuses, we talked about shares, maybe they provide subscriptions, which, by the way, has a cost associated with it.
Yeah.
So if you have a license and you have to renew regularly a certification of sorts, a company sponsors that, then it's a price. Do they pay for your data? Do they pay for your mobile phone? What about
Dental plan?
Yeah, and
medical
coverage for your
travel?
coverage for your dependents, hospitalization, medical leave.
Yeah.
How many days off do you get? So these are all really important, and I think a lot of people just look at the 1 or 2 items and they forget everything else. So I'm just going to share one more item that I think is quite important. It's how and when do you get paid? Do you get paid at the start of the month? Do you get paid at the end of the month?
Shouldn't it be? Does anyone get paid start of the month? Isn't that only rental?
Well, there
pay ahead?
are
Oh, really?
arrangements because
I had no idea.
because then there's a commission component, and do you get paid that commission
At the
upon
end.
collection or
Ah.
upon invoice? It could be a 6-month gap between
Right.
the invoice
Payday.
and
And
the
pay,
and the
yeah.
amount of commission you get. So we want to look at some of these things in detail.
Wow. Okay.
Okay, I just see something flashing across the screen.
Oh.
A chance
Dun, dun, dun.
for you to win a pair of tickets to the Tour de France Prudential Singapore Criterium.
When's it happening?
It's
The
happening
criterium?
on Saturday and Sunday.
And
28th and
28th
29th of
yeah.
October. That's
Yeah.
right. So
Wow.
make sure you look
That's
at
next
the
weekend.
Yeah, it's Halloween weekend.
Ooh.
Yeah, but these tickets are worth $320, and the pair of tickets that we're giving away today
Are for the
are for the
29th.
29th.
And we're
Sunday.
going to be there on the 29th.
That's
as
right.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
We've got a live show going from there.
So if you want to answer that question and win those tickets, just put your answers down in the comments column of our Facebook.
Nice.
please.
Okay. Yen, what?
I just gotta say that everyone in the comment section told me what I missed. Glenn said, and someone said she's still young on the show. She hasn't been dragged through the gutter by Glenn.
What was it? The Friends with Benefits part?
Yeah,
I didn't hear
that
it
was so
at all.
quick, right?
You didn't hear it?
Yen was talking about benefits, and then she went da 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 and friends.
And I
got
thought
that
you
one.
meant, do you have time to spend with your friends? And 2 of you laugh at me. I was like, I don't know what they're talking about.
It's a testament to how nice you are.
Yeah.
How nice.
I'll
and
take
so
it. I'll
gentle.
take it.
So innocent.
Glenn, you kena caught. All right, sorry.
No, that's
you
okay.
go.
That's okay. What about red flags, Yen? What are some of the red flags we should be looking out for?
I think when you make a choice of what or opportunity to take, you want to look at whether or not your gut is telling you maybe something's not quite right with the role. And if you check in with someone else and they confirm that, and then you make a rational decision to join said organization, then you know that you need to have some tools to manage those red flags. So I'll give you an example. Many moons ago, I went for an interview, and the boss seemed nice, very assertive, extremely driven. And then every other person I met with, you don't just interview with the boss. You interview with the peer or with the team leaders and other people from the division. And I hear this refrain so many times: we don't play politics here. Don't worry, you should join us. We don't play politics here. And it was repeated.
The more they
we
say
don't
it.
play politics here. And I'm going like, hang on, is there something I'm missing?
Yeah.
and it's an interesting, you kind of read the room and you're wondering, something else is going on. And sure enough, I mean, I did take the job and I did not stay very long.
Oh,
Lots of politics,
because it was just the opposite.
Exactly.
Office politics.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Sometimes because it's top of mind,
Yeah.
it's an indication that everyone is playing the game.
How did the boss turn out? Sorry.
Not nice.
So actually, on that front, I do think it's worth talking about. I mean, when you do have multiple job offers, what happens if the one that you have chosen, you very quickly discover is not what you thought? Is it appropriate to go back? Because it's like dating, you can't really go back to the other guy.
Yeah.
You're like,
That's another point. It's a great point though, because we've heard lots of stories of people who sign after they've signed on the contract,
Regret.
and then they choose not to start.
yeah.
Oh, very big no. You don't do that because your reputation's at stake. I mean, it shows that you're flighty. But then you sign and you start and it's not working out, then there are other ways to exit. You can have an
Let's
adult
talk about
conversation.
let's talk about
Yeah.
the ways to exit on air, because
Okay.
I think it's an important thing to talk about.
All right, stand by.
Though the truth may vary, this ship will carry our bodies safe to shore.
Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, we've got the usual delays across the expressways, the AYE towards the MCE, vehicle broken down at Jurong Town Hall entrance, SLE towards the BKE, an accident after the TPE entrance. That's causing a bit of a delay. Also on the SLE towards the CTE, a vehicle broken down after the TPE exit. Stay within the speed limit, please. Make sure you've got everyone buckled up. Be safe as you drive today.
Good morning and welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. It's a lovely Thursday morning and we have the lovely Yen with us from Korea Agility International. Thank you once again for joining us, Yen.
So happy to be here. So we were just talking about what happens if you accept an offer and it's not quite
Yeah, the job is not
working
what
out. So you have to have an adult conversation with your new leader and talk about some of the things that require some adjustments. Because the last thing you want to do is to quit too early because you never give it a chance. Maybe there was a bit of a learning curve. Maybe there's something else.
How long of a chance should you give a company?
Well, the answer is
3 months?
it depends.
Oh.
The answer is it depends. I have had many candidates who did not, who wanted to leave before the probation period was up, just so that they could serve a shorter notice period. I mean, again, to each his own. So these are things that you want to be very, very careful about.
So a good marker would be the probation period? To
No.
really no as well?
No, and so depending on the situation, again, it has to be contextualized. So there are indications that if your health is at stake, you're breathing in toxic fumes, please leave. Please
Right.
don't suffer anymore. It's not great.
So-
So fail fast.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you said that you encountered this issue, you made an informed decision, and yet when you were in there, you realized that it wasn't what it seemed when you were
Yeah.
interviewing.
Yeah.
You said you only stayed for you didn't stay very long.
How long?
But was it like 1 year long, like not very long?
I
or
cannot.
She's
I cannot
embarrassed to say.
Okay.
I will admit that it was less than a year. And I
Okay.
was young, so
Yeah.
it was still not too bad.
Okay.
But it was less than a year.
And what was the notice period though?
I think it was about a month. Yeah.
But I
Okay.
think that's okay. Like I thought if you were gonna be like I stayed like 2 weeks and left, then that's like But
no.
I think
so it was months.
yeah. To your
Yeah.
point, like trying to find a way to make it work since you've made that
Yes,
decision.
exactly.
What are ways that people can do that besides
Yeah.
talking to their leaders and making their expectations known?
That's a great question. Come and talk to us. Talk to me.
Okay, yes.
Because there's so many
Different-
layers to it. And the thing is this, you made the choice to take this role. There had to be something there that was going to help you in your career.
Yeah.
And so if what is it? And we need to focus on how we can be rational to leverage all of those variables. The opportunity pays well, it's a job that you think can be, good for your career, then take some measures to stay.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it, because we look, all jobs are going to have challenges.
Yeah.
There's going to be someone who's not going to be your best friend.
For sure.
When you land in a role, somebody in there wanted your job.
Fair.
I don't know, right?
Yeah.
And so you're wondering, like, you're the fresh kid on the playground.
Yeah.
Everyone's going to be looking at you.
Yeah.
Correct.
And they're
Yeah.
going to think, let's see, let's put them through the paces.
How
kinda
can
like
we bring them down?
Yeah.
It's like a sorority.
Let's go through
Initiation.
exactly.
It's true. It's true. It happens. It
also,
really does.
Yeah.
It speaks to your resilience. It speaks to your mental
Yeah.
well-being, and also how mature you are.
Sometimes people are, they feel so alone because a whole group might
Click
gang up,
together, yeah. And it's so territorial sometimes,
exactly,
right? Yeah.
exactly.
In a new company.
And bully them into submission, right?
Yeah. No, it does happen.
Or
So I gotta
bully
say
them
it with
into
a-
resignation.
You gotta say it with a smile, Glenn.
No, I've
That-
seen,
that's
over the
why-
years, I've seen it. Even the radio industry.
Yeah, for sure.
That's true. That's true. And that's
Yeah.
why we do the work we do, because we're on your side, because it's where you can be openly vulnerable, share your fears, share your dreams, and then we can help you with some coping mechanisms and some ideas to get you going.
Yeah.
And what's the email people can get in touch with you at?
That would be info@careeragility.org.
Or you
Awesome.
can message them on Instagram, which is right there on the screen.
We're on Insta as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought that was a question. She's
And
like,
on
do we have one?
LinkedIn.
And on LinkedIn, of course.
And wait, just saying LinkedIn. You have a LinkedIn Live
Every Friday,
Every
yes.
Friday at 8:30, right?
8:30 to about 9:15. We talk about all
Everything.
sorts of things. And sometimes, we hear from people going like, gosh, how do you keep having topics? That's because there's so many angles to your career, and we're here to help.
Okay,
All right.
nice.
Okay. Up next, Jenny. This is You and Me on Kiss 92.
Is that
Yeah.
Blackpink, Jenny?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Okay, so you have had the 2 role offers or 3 role offers or whatever it is. You've decided to take one of them. What do you do with the rest? Do you just
Yeah.
not respond?
It's like
You just say thank you, kid, thanks, bye. Ghost.
Imagine if that's exactly what's going to happen. Imagine you're dating three men, and then the one that offers you the proposes
The
with
biggest
the biggest
package.
diamond ring, and then you have to turn down the other gentleman.
Do you really
Yeah,
have to? Can you
nicely.
just drop them a
Oh,
text?
wow. That's a great example.
Let me break up.
Yeah.
Oh, you gotta look at me when you say that,
I got a big ring from Mr. A. B and C, bye bye.
or just ghost. No.
So what do you really do?
In a corporate environment, you shouldn't ghost. I think you need to decline those opportunities properly.
Politely.
And because people have long memories, and so I mean, they're not going to be angry at you for declining the role, but they're going to be annoyed that you took it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
Offer on the table, only for you to say, maybe I will suspect that you're playing games, you're taking my offer and going to the other person.
Leverage.
And say, hey, I've got this other offer, you better match, because if you don't, then I'm going to take the other one. Some people do that. I mean, it's not nice. Don't. So you have to be very mature about it and have an adult conversation.
How do you decline it? Through email, through a call, in person? I mean, what's the best
Yeah.
way forward?
So in order of preference, in person if possible, especially if someone opened the door for you. Especially if the organization that made that offer had a sponsor that said, hey, this person's great, you should hire this person, and there's an offer and then you decline it. Gosh, so there are a lot of things that can happen from the moment you entered the interview process until the day the offer came about. And if you want to decline it, you have to do it properly. So sometimes, just a story, but not something that everyone can emulate. But in this instance, I had a client who had to turn down an opportunity, and they said, you want to take that person out for a lunch or a meal or a coffee, and buy something, like a basket of chocolates or something, just to say, hey, thank you. I wanted to face and tell you in person the reasons I declined this opportunity. And people will understand because the other opportunity was more aligned, it's a better role for growth, etc., etc. And so you kind of smooth things over.
Okay.
Honesty is always the best policy,
for
right?
sure.
You
Yeah.
want to be upfront about your thought process.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Let's hope that anyone tuning in right now is having this much luck with their job search.
I'm having no luck with my coffee today.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Like, is it spilled all over my
Hey,
shirt?
this happened to me the other day when I was wearing my Hulk Hogan.
I've been drinking it for an hour and
Hoodie.
nothing's happened. And right now it just spilt on me. What's happening?
It's got stage fright.
No,
Camera
but
shy.
that's what happens when we use these flasks.
No, not really. This has never happened with this one. And it's screwed on
That's
tight
why
as
I have a
well.
straw.
There you
Hot
go.
coffee through a straw, though?
Oh no, mine is cold.
Yeah.
It's Dalgona.
I just want to ask one question because it has been brought up on our Facebook page. All these rules and ideas that we've been speaking about, do they apply equally to locals and foreigners?
Oh yes.
The same.
Yes. Now, of course, there are some local customs, and I've seen in Singapore that sometimes for the entry level positions and people who have accepted an offer and only not to show up. And then it results in other behaviors, and then people are asking, why is the organization so unprofessional? Because they didn't prepare my access, they didn't prepare my name cards, I don't have a desk, I turn up and everything's not done. Well, it's because they almost expect you not to show up.
Right.
And that happens, and I think that's unpleasant, and that's something
People
that
just don't show up to work.
that's happened in my experience. I've seen it, and it's happened when I tried to place an individual into a role.
For the
and
new
role
job, they just don't show.
They don't show. And of course, I guess the difference here is whether or not you're very, very senior. You can't do that. And also to think about it, right? People have long memories, and so if you have very questionable behaviors before joining me, gosh, what does that say about you? And so let's say 5-10 years down the road, you come across, you come into my orbit again. I'm going like, no, stay away from this one. Red flag. So when candidates red flag organizations were red flag candidates as well.
Right.
And
Maybe it's what FD brought up just now.
What?
The spouse. Maybe it's the spouse's fault.
Why?
Like on the day they have to go to work, the spouse all of a sudden goes like, no, I think maybe you shouldn't.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Okay.
You brought it up, the whole spouse thing.
Yeah, I said, should we discuss
Because
this?
the
with
spouse
our
is the almighty, right?
in many
my
cases.
God.
In many cases.
If let's say tomorrow your spouse says, okay, that's it, no more big show for you, you won't be here.
No, I don't think that's true.
No, I mean if you have to choose, really,
FD?
seriously,
if,
FD?
if I had to choose,
of course he
it's family
Family
before
first,
anything
for
else.
sure.
See?
Yeah, family first.
It's
I mean,
family
we all
before anything
know,
else.
how influential our other halves are.
yeah.
I got no
You know
other
what I
half,
mean.
so I.
Well, that's what you're in for.
Because even when I joined this company,
I'm good.
the final say, not decision, the final say was Michelle's. I turned to her and I said, tell me yes or no.
That's so sweet, though.
Because it's
I
always,
want that.
you see, because for some couples, it's always been like that, right?
Yeah.
They work as
Yeah.
a team.
Yeah.
And other couples, no way. For me, it's my way. That's it.
Oh.
Yeah.
So once you establish that, then there is an understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean?
Yeah.
The
That's true.
president.
It's just different.
The
I
president.
think,
The supreme leader.
when it comes to the relationships of a married couple, one decision definitely impacts the other person
Correct.
significantly.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I chose not to take a career that travels. In fact, I've been portfolioing all this time because my husband travels a
Right.
lot.
Okay, so you can't have both parents away from the
Yeah,
home.
no, and I can't anyway. So to your point, it's important. But
Yeah.
he's very supportive of all the funny things I do.
Okay, good.
It's like,
Which is
I
good.
want to do this
Great.
project. Yeah, go ahead.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Bought me my laptop and everything.
Oh, how sweet.
And they're
But you also,
remarkable.
but,
Oh, nice.
but you also do respect him enough to take his opinion from time to time.
Always,
Yeah.
always.
You should
I mean,
respect
and
your
it's-
partner, no?
Yeah.
and also respect and trust their choices.
It's
You know,
huge.
and their reasons for saying certain
yeah.
things.
And because they know you very well, and you
Yeah.
know that they have your best interests at
Yes.
heart. That's
Yes.
really important because they come from a good place.
Yeah.
Yep.
The only place that you trust.
Yes. Yeah.
Taking
Because-
notes.
yeah.
Because
Taking
some
notes.
some people may not know how to articulate it.
Yes.
You know, but as you said, it always comes from a good place, no malice, no
Yeah.
ill intention.
Yeah.
That's a team, you know?
Yeah, that's a team.
And
Yeah.
of course, for me, Alvin's very smart, so
I love it.
It's a plus right there.
he's super smart.
She
Yes.
looks like she's FOMO right now. She's like, I want
totally
one
am,
also.
yeah.
As opposed to some other teams, let's say, some other couples, right? Where, the person is trying to influence the other one, but the other person is stupid. It's like-
No, but
Yes,
some
that's
couples also
unfortunate.
are very individual.
Yes.
Some
Yeah.
couples they just run their own lives on
And it-
two separate pathways, and it works for them.
Yeah. I mean, but I want the
team.
Yeah, I want the
Teamwork.
team. I want the team. I think.
And seriously, though,
You say
one
that
thing
now.
that
Wow, your face
Oh, sorry.
is.
Glenn's tried it a couple of times, enough to know what to tell you. So.
Exactly. Exactly. There's a lot of trial and error.
Okay, whoever I date, I need to bring him on so you guys can vet.
For
right?
sure,
Yes.
we have the
Yes.
experience.
Can you imagine? He'll just stumble all. Okay, it has to be a certain amount of time dating. Before
what
I
are your
bring him on.
intentions?
He'll text you after he leaves the studio 5 minutes later. He says, "Okay, I tell you what, I'm going to be traveling for a bit. You may not hear from me for the next 10 years.
So I'm just like, look, it's been fun, but you know what?
You've got a great personality and all."
Oh man,
It's not you.
It's me. I've been dating for a long time. I've heard it all. Yeah. How did this become about this? Let's go back to work.
We started with spouse. That was all we started
Oh
with.
my gosh.
No, FD started that. He
did.
brought up
Because
spouses.
No, but I think it's
I just
sweet.
think it is a massive
Of
thing.
course, it is.
And no spouse should ever be left out of a
Big decisions.
career forming decision.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's,
Okay,
it's so important.
No,
Back
for
on
some
air.
better, for some.
Back on air.
Okay. WDW with Slow Down right here on Kiss 92. All the
love-
great songs in one place.
I love Why Don't We?
Yeah?
I think they're good. They're
Yeah,
really good bands.
The only problem I have with Why Don't We is,
the name.
yes.
Yeah.
That
like-
Why Don't We sounds
What?
like the name of a song.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It does.
You know what I mean?
It
But
does.
that's the name of the group.
It's like
I
They
know.
couldn't. They were just like, why don't we? Yeah, okay. You know what? Let's just stay with that.
What should we call ourselves?
Why don't we?
Why do we? Okay, it's like
Cute
every
though.
sentence.
But it's a discussion, you know. It's a talking point.
every
so.
sentence for them started with that. So they just went
Imagine
with it.
everyone that was talking about the. Have you heard of this band? Why don't we? And then the person's like, continue. Yes.
And why do we what?
Okay.
All
See?
right, we're
It
with
works.
Yen from Korea Agility International this morning. We're talking about choices.
Multiple
Yeah.
offers.
It's been
Multiple
such a great
offers.
conversation too, just because you don't realize how much your job intertwines with the rest of your life, and notice
Yeah.
how we've been weaving in and out of life topics and work,
Huge.
and
Yeah.
so I mean, it is a huge part of what makes you, your job.
Yeah. Mhm.
Right. I do
Yes.
think so.
You do it every day for so many hours a day. Some people spend more time with their colleagues than they do at home.
Exactly.
Right.
And I
But
think the reason why, Yen, I keep on saying choices is because it's that important. Because sometimes choices can shape,
yes.
the future.
Absolutely.
And so when you have
It's like a fork in the road.
Exactly.
Right? And then which time do you choose? And then which path? Because that path then goes on into other branches, and then you have to make those choices again. Sometimes turning back is not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
So to your point about the family, we work so hard. For what?
The family.
Right. We work so hard to do what? You
Yeah.
know? And
To
what's
play hard.
And what's the purpose, right? It's for the people we love and the people we care about. And so your life strategy is actually more important than your career strategy. It has to fit. If you have a career strategy but it doesn't align, it's not going to work out with your life. Imagine if Michelle says, no, you're not waking up at 4 in the morning because you're going to interrupt my sleep, and then we decide to not,
Yeah.
or she doesn't want to wake up to support you and make your coffee or your breakfast, and it's going to impact her day as well. So
Does she wake up at 4 to make you coffee and breakfast?
She wakes up at 4 to kick me out of bed.
Yeah, there you go.
And then she goes back to
And
sleep.
then she goes back to sleep. Yeah.
No
so
woman should be
sweet,
waking up
though.
at 4 a.m. to make
No,
her
No.
husband
I
coffee.
don't.
Absolutely
I
not.
agree
Yeah.
with
I
Glenn.
would.
I
You
would
can
too.
make your own
Yeah.
coffee.
Ah, 4 a.m.
Yeah, I'm,
So
I'm
you-
the early morning.
Okay.
The snooze button king is Alvin.
But you're doing that
Lucky
out of
Alvin,
choice.
then. Lucky Alvin. Just her saying that, right? It's
Yeah.
like warms my heart. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
But she wants to do it. it, and she
We
she
take
loves
turns.
doing-
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's acts of service your love language?
Yes.
Oh,
absolutely.
there you
If
go.
what?
Yeah.
Acts of service.
Acts of service.
To
yeah.
wake up
Yeah.
at 4 a.m.
Exactly.
to make
but
breakfast.
He doesn't have to, so that's fine. But then I do the morning shift. So he'd pick up the late kid at night, like 10, 11 p.m., but I'm in bed already.
10, 11 p.m. Your kids going, wow.
Sometimes they have very late days.
Wait, are you saying you make breakfast as well?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
Because she sleeps early.
She's married, okay?
so are you, by
That's
the way.
so amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
it is.
wow.
It's like there are women
I never
like
knew
that.
women like you existed.
It's a morning shift and then there's a night shift. So
Ah,
I take the morning shift.
Wow. Not
That's why
even
I'm
you,
here.
Angel. I mean, you won't wake up at 4 a.m. to make,
Not unless he's
your house-
traveling.
Hey, she
You know,
wakes up
but I
at,
wake up at 4
she wakes
anyway.
up 4 a.m. to walk tofu.
That's
That
true.
is also
Right.
a sacrifice, you know?
It's good.
Acts
No,
of service.
I wake up at 4 a.m. for work. It just happens that Tofu's awake. So
Okay.
yeah, it's no extra
Just
effort
take
at all.
the compliment,
Thank
Angel.
you.
Oh my God, the women I'm with. Okay, anyway. Okay, thank you very much, Yen, for joining us today.
It was a pleasure.
Are you going to be back next week or what?
Yeah.
I think Adrian's turn again.
Okay, all right.
He does the heavy lifting.
Oh,
This was
So,
pretty
'cause
heavy
The,
as
media,
well.
the media part of it,
Okay.
it's his baby.
All right. Thank you so much, Yen.
Take care.
Once again, if you want to get in touch with Yen or Adrian, it's info@careeragility.org.
That's right.